The long wait is over, the summer is gone, the best leagues in the land are back.
It's time to raise the game.
This is what it's all about. These two famous trophies at semi-final time for BUCS Super Rugby Milk Championships. We are basking in the glimmering glory of a sun-drenched Gloucester at the Ed Hartpury Stadium for a double header. The men are doing battle later, but first it is the women fighting for these two famous cups, or certainly a shot at making the final at Rodney Parade. It's Hartpury versus Cardiff Met ×2 on a sunny Wednesday for BUCS Super Rugby. And Nell Metcalf, you are with me because you're with Wales at the moment in the Six Nations, so you can't be out there in red with your love, Hartpury.
Yeah, gutted not to be out there, but super excited to watch the girls. Like, what a day for it! Lovely weather. It's a bit windy, but yeah, I think it's going to be a really good game.
Okay, we can hear the soundtrack in the background. It's a bit of a festival here.
Yeah.
Hartpury have gone all out because they know they're going to be welcoming a lot of archers as well who are travelling down the roads to get here. Look, they've even painted the grass. I don't know if you can see that on our cameras, but there's a painted red acorn here in the corner. These are special days. I know that kind of you've played in, I don't know, more prestigious teams, I guess would be a way of putting it when you think of Gloucester Hartpury and your involvement with Wales. But this is a massive occasion. Semi-finals don't always come around, do they?
No, definitely. I think it's going to be a great day. The girls are super excited, I know. No, like you said, not every day you play in the semi-final, and playoff rugby, who knows what can happen, so it's super exciting.
Who knows? I don't want to say down the river here, but you said you're nervous.
I am. I think it's two pretty evenly matched sides, and I think it's going to be a really tough game. I think it's going to be close.
What's the picture look like for Hartpury? Because we actually haven't seen them in action since you played Cardiff Met in the last round, which was a tough old fixture. So what have you and the girls been up to?
Yeah, I think we've certainly been trying to tighten up our defence. Definitely, that's an area we've been working on because we know Met have so many threats. And yeah, like you said, last time out in Concord Campus, it was a really close game. But yeah, I think the girls have been working super hard since then, and I think they're just buzzing to get out there, to be honest.
Like, when you're wearing the red of Hartpury and it's BUCS Super Rugby, be it men's or women's, the expectation is to win. The expectation is to deliver trophies like this. In fact, we've only just found this trophy. This has been missing for the last 3 years, and that's because it's been in one of the offices at Hartpury. That's how often they win it, that we thought we'd lost it, but it's actually been found at its rightful home. So, I mean, do you feel that pressure as a Hartpury player to deliver, or are you sort of jazzed up by it?
Yeah, I think there is a certain amount of pressure, as you said, like Hartpury is sort of known for winning at this point. But I think pressure's a privilege, and you know they've worked hard to earn that sort of pressure and to be known as so highly. So I think it's really exciting, and I think the girls are probably relishing that pressure and going to make the most of it today, hopefully. Okay, we're going to hear from one of your coaches in a moment. Who's the big player for Hartpury today? Who do you think, if they have a big game, the win is Hartpury's? I'm going to say Amy Dale, captain at hooker. Yeah, if she has a good game, Hartpury going to have a good game.
All right, lovely to hear from Mel. Let's hear from one of the Hartpury coaches. Lewis, thanks for joining us at a glorious Hartpury today. It's not a semi-final unless Hartpury are there, really isn't, when it comes to women's BUCS Super Rugby. You've been here so many times, so much success. What knowledge have you and Fordy been imparting on your young group today ahead of this must-win game?
Us not loads, but we've got some senior players that have been here and done it, both in BUCS and in the PWR. Lots of girls here that are used to finals. We're trying to reiterate how special that is and how rare it is. Most of them think that this is natural now, that people are in finals, but the reality is we've got a lot of second, third years, a couple of fourth years that are used to being here. So they've been imparting plenty of wisdom on staying calm, composed during these big games.
We haven't seen you in action in the league since the end of February, when, of course, you played Cardiff Met and you wrapped up the championship. That's a long time to not have any competitive fixtures. What have you been up to keep the tools sharp?
Yeah, a little bit strange as well. Like it's a testament to how good the programme is, I suppose. But we have girls go off, join PWR clubs, or they've gone off to Celtic Challenge and come back in, and then obviously you have the break. So it's been a little bit a little bit disjointed at times. So really the last couple of weeks we've been focusing on getting everyone aligned again, getting prepared in the same way, back used to playing the Hartpury way, ready to go.
And the opposition. I mean, you didn't have it all your own way, did you, at King Coyd? You had to dig deep to seal that championship. Cardiff Met, definitely a university on the rise. So what kind of themes have you been speaking about specifically to them this week?
We know most Welsh teams that we play in BUCS Super Rugby go really hard at the breakdown, and Met were no exception. When we played them away, they went really hard at our breakdown. They stunted our attack for large parts of the game, so we've really focused on being physical when we're attacking, arriving really early to the breakdown to make sure we can try and get some clean ball. When they carried very hard and tended to try and go through us, so we've tried to shore up our defence, many double up tackles as we can get.
Let's wind back to the occasion today. Look, we've even got the grass painted with a red acorn in the background. There's DJ Josh on the ones and twos, and you are creating a festival with it being a double header with the men in their semi-final as well against the Archers too. How special is this atmosphere going to be, and to be able to harness this in a positive manner?
Yeah, it's class. I mean, we did walkthroughs by the lake this morning, music on. The girls have loved the day, loved the last couple of weeks preparing. It helps, it's nice and sunny. Hartpury's stunning when it's like this, so the last couple of weeks have been properly enjoyable. And we'll try and make this as enjoyable as we can. We'll try and play some really nice attacking rugby and put on a bit of a show. Hopefully some people that have come down for a soft drink enjoy it.
We're looking forward to it. Go well, Lewis.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Right now I'm holding this ball not just because I want to demonstrate how nice our balls are for the BUCS Super Rugby Milk Championships, but because it is pretty blustery here. So let's talk a little bit of local course knowledge. How big an effect is this going to have on the game here today?
Yeah, it is quite windy, and I think it definitely affect the game, you know, in terms of kicking and the line outs and stuff. But I mean, the weather's, apart from the wind, the conditions are lovely, so we can't complain really.
All right, let's talk about the opposition. Cardiff Met, you're actually trailing to them at half time when you faced them at King Coyd in the last round of the regular season. You came out on top, you scored a try, so tell us what it takes to break them down and score.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough. You know, they're a side that'll just keep coming, and I think the girls are prepared for that today. They've got a good pack, they've got good, exciting backs, so I think it's going to be really tight. And I think for Hartpury, they're just going to have to keep fighting as well. Yeah, it's going to be a really tight game. You know,
we were chatting as well that you've beaten them home and away this season. It's tough to beat a team 3 times. Tough to beat a good team 3 times, isn't it?
Yeah, no, certainly. Yeah, we've beat them home and away, but like I said before, it's playoff rugby now. Anything can happen. So, yeah, who knows?
Any players of theirs particularly that you would have been identifying as a group that you got to keep quiet, or is it just generally the collective?
Yeah, well, I think certainly their back row. Caitlin, Catherine and Jess, they're really strong for them. They've been good all season, so we're going to have to try and keep them quiet. And then, in the backs, they've got some great backs as well. Nicole really runs the show for them at 10, so yeah, it's going to be really good.
And there's the added incentive that if they were to reach a final, their first final, I'll add, that they'll get to play it on home turf. Do you know where the final is this year now?
Yeah, Rodney Parade.
Rodney Parade. Should
Great
we
pitch.
have a look at it in action here?
Take these beautiful things that I've got. Think that I've got. These beautiful things that I've got. Think that I've got. These beautiful things that I've got.
As a Welshwoman yourself, pretty exciting to get to go and play at a massive stadium like that, Rodney Parade. The first time the finals have ever been taken to Wales.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting, and I've played there a few times. It's a great stadium, great atmosphere, and I'm sure we can get big crowds there too. I think it's going to be really good.
All right, Rodney Parade awaits at either Cardiff Met or Hartpury. Where's the game won and lost today? What are the big key battlegrounds?
Yeah, for me, I think it's going to be the breakdown. Spoke about Cardiff Met's back row. Hartpury have certainly got a great back row as well, so I think that's going to be the key area today.
We're in for a thrilling contest, not once but twice, because we've got the men coming directly afterwards. But Nell and I, we got a commentary job to do, so we're going to nip upstairs and we're going to leave you with head coach of Cardiff Met, Lisa Newton. Lisa, here we are, semi-final time again. It's the same opposition, but I got a sense that you as a club, as a team, are in a slightly better spot than you were last year. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. This is actually, I think it's the third year in a row that we've met Hartpury at this stage in the competition. So yeah, I think each year, I think it's probably fair to say there's been a nice bit of growth. I think this is probably the season where if it's going to happen, you know. So yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a different vibe here coming here today.
Well, going on recent evidence is the last league match that you two had with one another, one where you were leading at half-time at Kincoid, the final regular game season, and it was one you were in the fight till the very end. So how much heart have you taken from that performance, and what are the key work-ons to make it a win this time?
Yeah, I think, listen, we would have taken some confidence from that game, from that fixture, absolutely. I think there's probably something in there around, you know, wanting to beat the best. Like, ultimately, as a sports person, that is what everyone wants. We want to be the best. We work hard, we train for it. So here's a measure of it, right? We get an opportunity, a sort of like second opportunity to try and beat them. And I think that's really, you know, I think it's going to show today.
And you're bringing a bit of away form as well. It was a resounding victory up at Edinburgh. Not many people go and do that. So what was it that clicked there that you would like to click here as well today?
Yeah, I think you know, it was a really good win for us. I think we probably didn't quite get the performances we wanted, but I think where we've had so many girls out in Celtic Challenge and now
This
coming
is what
back
happening
into
now,
the
yeah.
squad,
So
the standards are being pushed,
Mix
and I think with those standards being pushed,
just checking,
like everything's
So that
trying
if you
to
talk
more
now,
be braver and things like that, and
adjust that.
yeah,
That's
I
okay.
think that a
So
huge part of
if
our
you talk
victory
now,
was around
Hello?
that.
Talk,
Hopefully
say a
we'll
few
build on that
sentences.
performance today.
We love BUCS Super Rugby, don't we?
We
love
do.
we love the occasions, we love the crowds, and they built one terrifically here today, or one that looks like it's going to absolutely boot off with both sets of archers here today. I hear you can't get down the roads because there's so many fans coming. Are you looking forward to that away support coming and making their noise and trying to make it as much like Kincoid as possible?
Hey, listen, those ultras are not to be messed with, are they? You know, I think they can be the 16th person. So, yeah, we're absolutely looking forward to having them in and around it today. The girls will be used to them being around now, I guess, with the Cardiff clash and how the clubs are starting to link up more under our director of rugby, Gareth Baber. So, yeah, absolutely. I think it's definitely going to be a boost for us today.
We're looking forward to seeing you. Go well.
Thank you very much.
Lisa Newton with an eye on history here today at the 4-Ed Hartpury Stadium, which has a throng of people collecting on the advertising hoardings just to the left of our shot right then. It is semi-final time. It is Hartpury hosting Cardiff Met as Hartpury quest to make it a league and cup double once again. It is well and truly in their DNA, but Cardiff Met will be looking to make it in their future. Right, let's see the teams who are taking to the field today. And Cardiff Met, led by Andrew Ford, have a wealth of talent and a wealth of England and Wales under 20s to welcome into the starting lineup. One of those is Daisy Aspinall, 2 tries against Cardiff Met, and she will be looking to be released by Charlie Manty, partner Seren Lockwood, who was player of the match, the young college under 18-year-old, and Lucia Scott has returned from Scotland to lend her gifts to the cause. Amy Dell, she's the captain, and Lily Terry was a player of the match when these two met at Kingsholm earlier in the season, while another college graduate, Tilly Vuchai, is bringing the muscle alongside her in the second row. As far as the bench goes, look no further than Hannah Marshall and Tilly Smale for thrilling excitement to come from the bench in the back line. Whilst for Cardiff Met and Lisa Newton, they have Freya Bell starting for the first time at 13 this season. She's more often seen with 12 or 10 on her back, but the 12 is reserved for Sav Picton Powell, very skillful operator, and they could make for a very creative pairing in the midfield. Gabby Heelan, she was the one who rounded off that try of the season. She wears the 11 jersey in place of the injured Amy Williams. They'll miss her try scoring capabilities on the left, but Hannah Lane slots in wearing the 14 jersey. The two Americans, Erica Kissinger and Elizabeth Cook, were outstanding at Kincoid, and Caitlin Hubbard partners Catherine Stewart and captain Jess Rogers to complete the back row. Speaking of power from the bench, Molly Reardon, who you'll know a lot about now, released from Wales specifically for this game. She was once a scrum half, now she's a hooker, and now she's in the full senior international setup. Now, everywhere you look through those 23s, there's youth, there's experience, but one thing that runs true throughout all of them, there's class.
Yeah, certainly. I think got two pretty evenly matched sides. You know, honours all around the board, senior caps, under 20s, under 18s. Yeah, I think two very even sides, and I think it's going to be a great game.
You know, we were chatting off air about PWR, Six Nations, under 20s, and all that sort of stuff, and you turned and said, like, women's BUCS Super Rugby, I mean, like, it's up at those levels.
Oh, definitely. I think the league has been so competitive this season, and when you get to playoffs, you know, anything can happen. And I think if you look around, there's so many people here, and I'm sure there'll be more coming. It's a great occasion. And yeah, I think everyone wants to be playing in that final in Rodney Parade in 2 weeks' time, so I think it's going to be a brilliant occasion here today.
A brilliant occasion, a windy occasion, I can tell you that. It is a nightmare for commentators' notes, but it is a fine occasion for the rousing voices of Hartpury. The DJ kicks into gear and Cardiff Met's archers make their way onto the field in the red tops and the blue shorts. They came so close to spoiling Hartpury's championship league crowning moment at Kincoid. They'll be fueled with hope and optimism from how close they ran Hartpury, who now roared upon and led by Amy Dale, take to the field, and it is game on in our BUCS Super Rugby semi-final double-header. The prize for either Hartpury or Cardiff Met is a date with Loughborough at Rodney Parade. That is a thrilling prospect now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Charlie Manns, who has been to a number of finals and always emerged as a winner. Emerged as a player of the final not so many seasons ago. The combination of her and Millie Hyatt really is an exciting one as a 10-12 axis. Well, we've got two teams, we've got a ball, but we don't have a ref. So we all wait patiently for that to be remedied. I think it's a technical issue with some of the earpieces. Not our part of the technology, by the way, our lads. We are all good to go. But now we are set. Referee's looking resplendent in pale blue as well today. Smiles all round, but now it's game faces on. Women's BUCS Super Rugby semi-final between Hartpury and Cardiff Met is underway. And that is a healthy clearance. It catches that wind that we were fighting with in pre-match presentation now. And goodness me, boy does that roll all the way to the dead ball. It is an outstanding clearance. The chase is good, but sit down before cut in half. Lucia Scott wears one to the midriff, but not before showing her speed and evasive ability. What a day for it. I'm not sure that I've ever been down this neck of the woods for a BUCS Super Rugby, and it's been this glorious. It's usually the mud and the blood and the driving rain on a Wednesday night. Line out, almost pinched by Cardiff Met. That's a nice line, targeting that seam between the tail and the 10 that so often the referee populates. It's a bit of a crafty tactic that you're seeing more and more, and another indication of the win, but it is consumed by Kelsey Webster, who, her words not mine, hates attack, loves defence. More often seen in the centres, but wearing 14 on her back today, and it is a real kicking duel. And now this wind is a problem at the moment for Hartpury in terms of them being pinned back.
Yeah, definitely. I think the girls are definitely going to have to take that into account, set probably a bit deeper to account for that wind. But yeah, I think it's also going to be really difficult for them to exit from this area as well with that wind. So they're probably going to have to think of ways to sort of exit in a different way.
Well, touch found, a couple of back-to-back penalties, letting Hartpury off the hook a little bit, it has to be said. You know, we don't want to fixate on the weather too much, but I mean, this is a significant win. You can hear it through our microphones a little.
Yeah.
That comes with its own pressure when it's behind your back, that you've got to capitalise, you've got to deliver points. Who do you think would have made the call in terms of whether to play into it or against it?
Yeah, I don't know. That would have been on whoever won the toss, I assume. But yeah, I think Met are definitely using that win to their advantage at the minute, and yeah, they'll definitely want to be capitalising on that in this first half.
Well, it's a lovely drifted pass over the top, but doesn't land in the hands of Hartpury. But they do mop up the mess, and that is a fierce counter up. We've spoken a lot about the breakdown already, and we're just seeing that desire from the Welsh women already.
Yeah, definitely. We spoke about it earlier. The breakdown's going to be a key area in this game today. And yeah, I think Hartpury are just going to have to tighten that up and make that ball quicker and easier for Sarah and Lockwood at scrum half.
The two Serens going toe to toe. Singleton for Met, Lockwood for Hartpury. Lockwood, who is still at Hartpury College, her and Tilly Vuchai. It's remarkable, such young women playing in such a big game. And Cardiff Met in the scrummage ascendancy. Singleton ships it to Heelan, long miss pass, awkwardly taken, good hands in the end from Marlowe, and wow, is that a tackle? Webster lending her muscle to the contact once again. Ball from Freya Bell just dies, and it makes it an awkward take and an easy turnover. Webster in attack now. It's a sort of rugby league quality to her, isn't there?
Yeah, she loves that contact. That's probably one of her strong points, and I think that's definitely something she's going to be bringing to this game today.
Well, an early glimpse of Vuchai in the carry. Sizable presence in the contact area, and defence is on top at the moment, that's for sure. Lockwood trying to drive the tempo. Mans bringing in Bunker, nice offload out the tackle, but the next one along is a bit too hot to handle. Sorry, it was Hyatt to Bunker. And the knock on means we'll have another scrum. Now Loughborough in the final as well. It's tough opposition.
Yeah, tough opposition. I'm not sure if either team knows that yet. I'm sure that game's just finished, but yeah, I mean, they're a great side, and yeah, that'll be a quality final for whoever team.
Oh, beautiful switch in the midfield. We're seeing Heelan step into the first receiver role very early in this contest. She got on the end of that sweeping try that had Kincoid in raptures, but it's Heelan being upended now. Met continue to work the short side.
No, leave red! Rolled.
Heelan fizzes it to Elizabeth Cook, a try scorer in that contest at Kincoy. This time it's Kissinger, the other American, the Texan. But more breakdown disruption dislodges the ball from Seren Singleton's hands, and her protestations will fall on deaf ears when it comes to Becky Piddleston. Scrum to Hartpury. I beg your pardon, Nicole Marlowe and Gabby Heelan have swapped jerseys, haven't they? I was wondering, from our position, it's a test on the eyesight, especially when you get to my age now. So, so well done for identifying that. Marlowe, wonderful kicker as well. Travelling from Lockwood, gets soaked up by her opposite woman. That's going to be a good battle all day, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think both nines have been involved in the senior Wales setup, so they'll know each other well as well, so that's going to be an interesting battle.
Teammates and rivals, it doesn't get fiercer than that, does it? Mans. Oh, Hyatt is melted on release of that ball. What a hit in the midfield. Oh, but just as Aspinall thinks that she's skating away, there is a knock on. But what a hit on Hyatt.
Yeah, I think Met are definitely on top with their defence at the moment, putting in some big shots, and I think it's really hard for Hartpury playing against that wind. Met will certainly wanting to be capitalising on all that pressure now.
Well, yes, we haven't left the confines of the 22s, have we really? Or certainly haven't ventured into Cardiff Met's half very much either, ever since that clearance from the kickoff.
Yeah, you know, all the game has been played in Hartpury's half so far. So yeah, I'm sure Met are certainly going to want to be getting some points on the board from all this pressure now.
Seren Singleton, who is a whiz from the base herself, gives it directly to her inside centre. It's a good carry from Sav Picton-Powell. Round the corner, there's Marlowe. Another switch. Also being made up on the hop a little bit, but Heelan is there now. Lost in contact. And at the moment, Cardiff Met aren't really protecting their ball carriers down on the deck enough. A torn attempt from Robin Davey. Doesn't yield the ball. And Hartpury build and look to move it to the left. They're working it through the hands a lot, and Daisy Aspinall has some room, but has a chip ahead to forget.
Yeah, I'd say nice option there from Daisy. But yeah, with this wind, especially going against it, it's going to be really hard to kick. Probably should just keep the ball in hand and try and move up the field that way.
Time off.
A time off for an injury in the midfield. Is that Sophie McQueen?
Yeah, I think so.
But they will be desperate to keep their number 6 on, who's probably worn 8 on her back more often than not this season. She's had a real rough run with injuries as well, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has. She's had some real tough injuries, but you know, she's a fighter. She'll always come back stronger, and yeah, she's had a really good season since she's been back. As you said, played a lot at 8, but very versatile, can play anywhere in that back 5 really. So yeah, she'll definitely be someone Hartpury wants to keep on the pitch.
And she's responsible for your nickname around Hartpury as well.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying?
Yeah, she is. She she started calling me Custard. Yeah, so now I call her Piggy, and that's kind of yeah.
Not one person has called you Nell since since we've been together here on campus. So it really has that. Oh, it's a gift for the Archers who are on target. And it simply had to be Elizabeth Cook, the fiery USA prop, on target again. and the first points of the semi-final on foreign soil at Hartpury.
Yeah, what a great try from Elizabeth Cook there. Just super aware to that ball and
Then you got free round.
really capitalising. I think Met were always going to score at some point with all this pressure. Hartpury find it really difficult to exit that 22 at the moment. But yeah, great try from Met.
Well, it was something out of nothing, wasn't it? And such was the way at
Nothing,
Kincoid
not even that one.
when these
Happy?
two met.
Okay.
What is it, 5 weeks, 6 weeks ago? 5 weeks. It was Elizabeth Cook who was
Nothing material
at
for
the
Norwich.
heap, bottom of the heap for the opening score there. Freya Bell splits the poles, and Cardiff Met lead Hartpury 7 points to 0.
Same way or? Yeah. Okay.
What's that? All these resources, this
Come on.
wonderful camp. Is there only one ball here?
Ending red.
I don't know, I'm sure there's more somewhere. Oh, here we go.
A high-hanging restart, and it drops on Seren Singleton. Nicely claimed. Chase, not quite as hard as the kickoff deserved. That is one thing that will work in Hartpury's advantage, the way that the ball hangs if they go high. Millie Hyatt gathers the loose ball, and Hartpury for the first time have attacking ball in hand in the Cardiff Met 22. Mans surveys the option to her right, heads back in to the heavy traffic
Pass the
of the Met tacklers.
Yeah, good time.
This is Gwenann Hopkins, offload out of the tackle. Molly Bunker, no one scored more points than Bunker this regular season, but it's she who gets dispossessed on the floor. Cardiff Met survive the first attack from Hartpury.
Yeah, great turnover on the floor there. Cardiff
For an
Met were
angle,
really
then we
quick on
stopped,
that
so you
ball.
weren't going anywhere. You keep
I think
going through the
Hartpury are
box,
certainly
we
going to
agreed.
have to tighten up that area.
Yeah. On the X. You go a bit further. Solid line, please.
5
Step up.
places
Yeah, you're good.
with a difference between these two in the league campaign. Hartpury champions, Cardiff Met finishing 5th, 7
So
points
they are on the
behind
defensive,
Edinburgh
it's a
in
metre away
4th,
from that.
who they travelled to a fortnight ago and were victorious 48-15. An incredible
Let's speed
performance
up, please, Blue.
in a quarter-final on the road. But as it stands, there is far less between these two outfits in this semi-final. Awkward ball for Singleton. She shovels it away where Marlowe is, and she's got the hard carrying Captain Stewart to bail her out, but it's more good work on the floor from Hartpury. Mans hangs that on Heelan, who has to just leave it and let the touchline do the talking.
Red, there's your mark.
What do you reckon so far now
Down.
of this? What's going to be going through the Hartpury minds?
Yeah, I think they'd be pretty disappointed with letting that try in. But yeah, if I was Met, I'd be pretty happy so far. They've had most of the possession, most of the territory, so great steal by Soph there.
More good work at the line out. Looks like it may be troublesome for Met. Oh, but somehow it's ended up back in their hand.
High 6.
But that is due to the high tackle from Hullett.
6.
And
Yeah.
Hartpury are on the brink of entering the 22 for the first time, believe it or not.
Yeah, I think Charlie's going to put this one as far into the corner as she can, and we'll see what Hartpury can do from here.
Over here. Over here. Yeah. Okay. Here you go, Blue. high, please, 6.
Well, yeah, there's this one ball situation again, which would be nice to rectify, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, to be honest.
Yeah, they've got
Okay,
the
let's try and
sun,
get some over this
they've
side
got the
as well.
stream, they've
Yeah,
got the
if that's
DJ, but only one
Yeah.
ball.
Okay, time on.
Amy Dale now has this premium item in her hands, and there's a bit of a disconnect
That's
on the lift and the
foul, so play
throw.
on.
A handful of shorts. Does the job for Met, who have Molly Reardon onto the field. Service to Mans. Hyatt's offering herself on the inside ball, but it's in the hands of her opposite number, Sam Picton-Powell. And another high tackle creeps in. Well, neither team are giving an inch defensively, are they? They're making it a really challenging game for attacks.
Yeah, it's a real battle out there. We've had some big shots already. And yeah, I think the defences
Blue,
both sides are
when you
really
come
making it
in,
really difficult
must
for
be
the attack.
stationary before you go up. All right.
Clean ball off the top. Oh, it is so close to a wonderful intercept. Instead, it falls in the hands of the woman who delivered a try from her intercept.
Advantage over from the knock.
Carries forward. That's an intelligent kick that goes scampering into the Hartpury half, and it's pressure well and truly released as far as Met are
You two here, just
concerned.
hold your feet, please.
Yeah,
far
great
side.
kick, I think. Was that Sav? Yeah, great kick from Sav, identifying that space. And yeah, she's a really skillful player.
Sav Picton-Powell, who gained a bit of internet notoriety for her bosh in when you two met at Kingsholm, but she's very skillful. She doesn't just go around decking people.
No, definitely very skillful. She's got a great pass, a great boot as well. But yeah, really physical as well, like you said.
Mets on the move again, straightening and just riding through the challenge of Mans. Marlowe puts a bit of air on there, numbers queuing up outside, it's smuggled to Heelan, and just as she thinks she's in, the Cardiff Met second, the assistant's flag is raised, and oh my goodness, that must have been by a bristle on a groundsman's brush.
Great play from Met there. You know, their backline are really skillful. They've got great hands to be able to move that ball from edge to edge. Just unlucky for Gabby there, just a slight foot in touch.
Well, all the women that stepped up at King Coyd are doing so for Met here today. Cook and almost Heelan repeating their feats on home turf. Well, that's looking problematic for Hartpury. The line-out misfiring again. And it is physical, isn't it? It's abrasive from Cardiff Met. A maul is called. And Hartpury have got their work cut out if they're to drag this to ground and paint a picture to Piddleston that they deserve the put in, but they don't. And it's high fives and real optimism all round from Met.
Yeah, that was great work from Met there, getting that turnover, forcing that maul, and yeah, just Hartpury just unable to get that ball out.
Crouch! Bind! Loud! Set!
Well, Hartpury and the 16th woman are trying to inspire their team forward. Big shot arriving from the left shoulder of Charlie Mans on Catherine Stewart. Met continue to work the ball right. but find themselves infringing. And a bit of chat back as well means it'll be 10 more. And that is a really promising position surrendered by the Archers.
On the line.
Touch missed. Oh, no, it isn't. But they're not having the rub of the green with the assistants' flags at the moment, are they?
No, certainly not. That was a great kick, just to
Flat
release
in
some
play.
pressure
Okay, you want
there
that?
from Charlie.
Quarter of the match played, and it is an arm wrestle. There's no doubt about that. No real serious opportunity carved out by either side. Elizabeth Cook's try.
Back on red. No
Being
advantage
the
over.
difference, and that coming from an opportunistic intercept. Another wonderful break, and looking to free the hands up for an offload out the back of the
That's fine. No,
tackle.
don't play.
They're looking threatening when they enter the 15-metre channel, Matt, and Seren Singleton is doing a bit of the
That's fine.
nitty-gritty.
Keep going. That's fine. You release.
She's not shy of a worldie herself, but gritting her teeth with bigger women, trying to get their claws into her.
That's still in.
Great noise from all those at the forehead.
Release.
Hartpury Stadium, named of course after the great Ed Slater. Well, interesting. A penalty, but opting for the scrum, particularly when you think about the wind behind their back.
Yeah, that is interesting, but I think Met have been good in the scrums so far, and I'm sure they back their chances from here.
You've got to be brimming with confidence to back yourself from 40. The
Yeah.
centre field, though, does open up that big blind side. They've stacked 4 on the left, 2 on the right. Morgan Burke and Hannah Lane,
Bind.
the two out there, being marked by Molly Bunker and Daisy Aspinall.
Use
They
now.
have
Step down
eaten
the front.
the Hartpury
Stay
pack alive in that scrum. Marlowe distributes the burst from Picton Powell, who's been prominent in these early exchanges and refuses to go down until she reaches the 10. Now it's Davey. Reardon. Still Reardon.
It's available. Don't milk it.
Oh, good tackle arriving from McQueen. An acceleration into the arms of the Hartpury defenders from Hannah Lane. And a penalty
7
does
offside.
eventually come with Daisy Aspinall offside. Do you have to apologise for the misidentification, but helpfully Cardiff Met have switched all their jerseys. And they don't match their team sheet, and we're miles away. And we've had a few issues with our screen. Lucky you're here now.
Red.
Well, this wind, this dominance, it's not going to be with Met for the duration of the 80 minutes. You get the sense that they must convert their opportunities, and this, arguably, their finest of the match so far. They are reverting to power.
Down by
The driven maul, rolling, shearing round to the right. And now, as close as they've been all match. Davey waits with intent. It's a pick and a go, but not quite there from Cardiff Met. More maroon jerseys pour around the corner, but they are stripped in the contact. Muscular work. Another penalty conceded, though. And Hartpury and Amy Dale are going to be on warning here. Well, what to do here now? Well, there's no other option, is there really? Scrum, it's dominant from Cardiff Met. Is this something you were expecting as a group now?
No, I don't think so. I think typically.
You're like, no, I don't worry myself with the stuff that goes on up there.
Yeah, no, I think typically Hartpury normally have a pretty good scrum. We've got a pretty good pack, but you know, Met have certainly seems that they've been focusing on that part of the game, and the scrum's been going really well for them. So yeah.
The big carry, the big burst, the big second try. Sav Picton-Powell has threatened all match, and she delivers from point blank range. Cardiff Met starting at a canter in this second half. A deserved second.
Yeah, definitely. Really well worked try. You know, Sav, she's a great ball carrier, really strong, and it's really hard to stop her from there. I think Hartpury would be a bit disappointed with that, especially conceding a first phase tries like that. But yeah, great work from Sav. Really powerful leg drive, and yeah, getting over the line for Matt.
There's the blend of the skill and the bosh on show from Sav Picton-Powell. Freya Bell struck it sweetly first time round, and repeats the feats from the tee once more. 2 converted tries and a 14-point lead for Cardiff Met away from home in the semi-final. But it's pretty simple stuff, wasn't it now? It was always going to Picton-Powell, and Hartpury just couldn't match her physically.
Yeah, great leg drive, and she's got that power to, you know, carrying the tacklers with her and get over the line.
14 points to lead. Is that enough with this wind that Cardiff Met have been profiting from in this opening 28 minutes or so?
No clear release.
Cook, first receiver, wonderful hands, and a little bit loopy from Marlowe. Cardiff Met actually do remarkably well. Hannah Lane, the North Walian, taking meters that weren't hers to have, in honesty. Hartpury backfield positioned a lot deeper, but it's a wicked bounce that goes scampering all the way behind the posts. And Scott goes foot to floor, draws the defence. Now it's smart hands from Hartpury. Webster caught all alone. Oh, goodness me.
Got to come round through the gate, 16.
That was a tight call on Carl, wasn't it?
Round through the gate.
Yeah, slightly unlucky there maybe. But yeah, good work from Chi to get out there from under the post. But yeah, certainly that wind is causing problems for Hartpury, especially with Nicole's boot kicking really well at the moment. So they're going to have to definitely tighten up that area and try and catch those balls on the full.
Lily Terry, player of the match at Kingsholm, leaps highest, and her win off the top allows Millie Hyatt to finally pierce this Mets defence. Loose pass from Lockwood wasn't what the receiver wanted, but Hartpury, well, they did resource the ball, then they find it stolen on the deck. I have to say, neither side protecting the ball well enough at the breakdown. A lot of turnovers in this opening half hour.
50 on.
Picton-Powell, 50-22's on. I don't think she's going to get that lucky with the bounce. Scott looks to weave her way through the dark jerseys, but she's tackled well by the kicker. Well, play's developing, but there looks like there may be a serious injury to one of the archers. There's 3 pink-bibbed members of the medical team there. So, wisely, Becky Piddleston blows the whistle, and we're going to wait to make sure that safety is dealt with first. Now, uncomfortable conversation for you, but Hartpury second best at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I think the wind is probably playing a part in that, but Met have just come here and they're really fighting for it. They're good in defence, they've been turning over the ball, and they've been keeping the ball really well and kicking really well in attack as well. Yeah, I think Hartpury is certainly going to want to try and finish this first half with some points on the board and be able to go in at half-time and regroup. And, yeah.
I mean, as the three-time champions, as the only team to lift the now Women's BUCS Super Rugby Cup, but once the Women's National League, Hartpury are everyone's cup final, aren't they? Everyone wants to beat Hartpury. I mean, how does that feel as a Hartpury player? Do you get that? Do you get that sense?
Yeah, I guess to some extent, but you know, I'd say we're pretty competitive as well, and we always want to win.
I'm not denying that, but you know, people come with a bit more zip in them because it's such a big scalp to beat Hartpury. You lose so few games, and especially in the knockouts, that you know everyone is going to bring their best performance against you.
Yeah, certainly. No, I definitely agree with you. But yeah, I think Hartpury are going to really have to regroup here now. Obviously, with this little break in play, get together and really focus on how we can get some points on the board in this final sort of 5-10 minutes before half-time.
We are going to have an extended break by the looks of things. Can't quite identify who it is down on the deck at the moment.
You've got...
It may be one of the front row. Just have our line of sight obscured at the moment. Amy Dale just going over to talk with the referee, Becky Piddleston, who is a referee on the rise, there's no doubt about it. Flight Lieutenant Becky Piddleston in her, not her spare time, in her professional time, if you're wondering. And well, I think the measure of where BUCS Super Rugby is, both men and women, is the quality of officiating that we have. And Elizabeth Cook is not a player that Cardiff Met want to see leave the field. She has been exceptional. The American from Charlotte, North Carolina. Shout out to everybody across the pond tuning in. And dusted down.
All right.
The reaction from her teammates just shows what an integral player she is.
Yeah, definitely. They would not want to lose her at all in this game. She's fast and she's physical, and she's been doing great work in that scrum too. So yeah, she'll definitely be someone Met don't want to lose.
Hard work in the front row, isn't it? You spend 5 minutes receiving medical attention. They say you're good to go, and you've got to get stuck into that.
Yeah.
They're wired differently up top, though, aren't they?
Oh,
the front row.
Yeah.
Probably just what she was after. Well, it's rinse and repeat for Cardiff Met, who are the dominant force in that scrum. It's a brilliant carry off the base from Hopkins in reverse. Molly Bunker brings her directness to the outside centre channel. Mann's looking to pick the pass. No look to Scott, who drives through 2 shoulders, but then gets dragged to deck.
Release.
Really busy. Hopkins targeting the ball in her tackle. Scott growing into the game down that narrow side.
Head advantage.
Gemma Belt, Scotland 20s, open side, carries. There is advantage here for Hartpury, and there's gaps beginning to open up. The offload out of the tackle, falls into Met hands. But they had the insurance policy
6 offside.
in their back pocket. Caitlin Hubbard offside.
Scrum. Scrum called.
I mean, that is perplexing that Hartpury is calling a scrum when they're coming up against such force.
Yeah, but I think with this wind and, you know, penalty being in the middle of the field,
You've asked
probably
me
a
to
smart
stay.
decision.
I stay and you still got a
That'll
grumble.
probably be a really
okay?
difficult
I can't be in
kick
both spaces at once.
with the wind
Let's go.
and to try and reach touch. But yeah, as you said, interesting decision. But
yeah,
centre field scrum is a great attacking platform. See that Hartpury have stuck in Charlie May Mans and Lucia both behind the scrum. So that's interesting to see what side they'll go.
Bind.
Yeah, almost an arrow formation from Hartpury with 2 weapons either side. This one holds firmer, the ball squirts out, but already the ball has travelled to
Forward pass.
the left side. It was a forward pass from Charlie Mans, and you can see just on the grassy knoll there, I would venture
have used the
some of
line,
the men's BUCS
unfortunately.
Super Rugby players who are readying for their challenge against Hartpury
There we go
in
then.
the match
Yeah,
to
you're
follow. We've got a double header coming your way. Yes, it is. I can see player of the semi-final, BUCS Mayer, cutting a chilled out disposition. They don't want to get sunstroke in the build-up to this semi-final, though, those lads.
Crouch.
You can see as well the injured Amy Williams with her arm in a sling.
Set.
A shoulder injury that will require surgery, depriving
We both lost
Cardiff Met
our footing
and
there.
us
Reset.
her attacking gift. She's an exciting player, isn't she?
Oh, definitely, yeah. She's, you know, she's fast, she's physical as well, got a great step and a great left boot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
they'll
really
definitely be
so
missing
far,
her
let's
today.
get back to that.
Bet you girls were pleased to see her not on the team sheet.
Oh, I don't know. No, it's a shame. She's, you know, she's a great player, and yeah, I can't wait to see her back out there.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Seren Singleton with a platform to dart, and she does momentarily before finding Marlowe. She sells the dummy, skips inside the shoulders. Lost in the contact, no clarity as to who forced that, so Cardiff Met get to go again. It's been a nice variety to the manner in which they've attacked. Hyatt rushes up to close that outside centre channel and does so successfully, and Met travel back in. Now it's Rogers, her season and rhythm disrupted by a run of injuries this season, but coming into form at the right time. Loose ball behind, gifts it back to Hartpury. I think this wind is having an effect on the passing. Hyatt is cut in half again. She is being given the treatment by the women from Wales, who are breaking down the right side now. At the bottom of it all, though, is Gemma Bell. Her sticky paws win back possession. Daisy Aspinall slow to get back into position. Into the pocket, Mans puts some air on it. Hyatt is there, gets under it. Oh, Heelan coughs it up with Webster coming up fast into her windscreen. And the penalty given away to, well, there's no team like dominant, is there? Like, we're not getting many phases together.
No.
It's difficult to sort of get a rhythm to the match.
Yeah, possession is very much back and forth. Both teams fighting hard for it, but yeah, there was a great option from Millie there, knowing that Hartpury had the advantage, and a great chase from Kelsey, winning that penalty.
Okay.
Time check with the referee. We're at 40, but we have to take into account the injury to Elizabeth Cook, which was pretty lengthy. So I imagine there's a few more minutes on Becky Piddleston's wrist. Hartpury, can they score on the brink of the break? Bunker Bunker, still Bunker, looking for friends but can't find a red jersey to lend a helping hand. Met in their 22 defending for what feels like maybe the second time in the match. A penalty conceded and a big moment in the context of the contest late in the first half.
Yeah, there was a great break from Molly Bunker there. Lovely little tip off from Gwen, putting her into that space. A great carry. Hartpury definitely wanting to be getting some points from this position now.
Mans prods it into the corner, and this is going to be the sternest examination of Met's defensive credibility all match. For Hartpury to go into the sheds at half-time with a score under their belt will be such a boon to them. They have toiled, they've huffed and they've puffed, and now they're putting some of that steam into powerful carries from close to the line.
Release! Release!
Met are told to release,
10 advantage, 8.
but a penalty
Release.
is given up. Now they can roll the attacking dice. Now they can go hard at the paint, and now they can call on Charlie Mans, their big game woman, to deliver right on the brink of half-time.
Yeah, what a great try from Charlie there, showing her power and her physicality. Good from Hartpury, just going through the phases, keeping ball, knew they had that advantage. And yeah, great finish from Char.
Yeah, happy.
But that's the threat that she poses, isn't it? She's a wonderful distributor, but she's so physical as well that when she takes it to the line, you've got to give her your full attention. Otherwise, she'll do that.
Yeah, she's such a threat on the ball. She's got a great step as well. And as you said, she's got that distribution game as well. Really exciting player. And yeah, she'll definitely be someone that Hartpury turn to going down 14 points.
Last play of the half and a converted score delivered, all 7 of them, by that woman there. Charlie Mans bruising her way across the line, then adding the extras. And that is a massive moment as Hartpury close the gap in this semi-final at the 4 Red Hartpury Stadium.
Yeah.
Okay. So if he's your side going,
I'll just go and have a word with him. Yeah.
It's half-time here, and it's Hartpury 7, Cardiff Met 14. Well, here are the highlights, and this was the gift for Elizabeth Cook. A ricochet off a shoulder, maybe. And Elizabeth Cook needing no second invitation. The conversion was added, but there was more Welsh pressure to come. More direct running from Sam Picton-Powell, who's put in an eye-catching first 40 minutes, rewarded with a try that so too was converted, but you just saw it there. Late pressure from Hartpury after a break from Molly Bunker. Saw a penalty awarded that was sent into the corner from the boot of Charlie Mans, and with penalty advantage, it was Mans who would make Cardiff Met pay. Forwards queuing up. But Mans receiving the tip. That was crucial to unsettle the Met defence. And the playmaker barreled over. And we have got a 7-point semi-final. Hartpury have stayed on the field. Cardiff Met are in the changing rooms. And we are here to milk every moment.
Glasses of milk for everyone all around afterwards, I think, and you should be milking every moment, and that's what we're going to introduce. Milk Every Moment, a new campaign to help students understand the benefit of milk on their sporting performance. An affordable, natural, versatile and widely available choice after exercise. Milk provides a whole host of nutrients, vitamins and minerals to help fuel your workouts. A great option if you are on a budget.
What's your favourite recipe to make using milk?
Mac and cheese. I was going to go with strawberry milk. Pancakes.
Yeah. Nice.
With that in mind, let's talk about milk and BUCS being proud to promote the Milk Every Moment campaign.
Milk provides high quality protein which helps support muscle growth and repair, and B vitamins to assist with energy release. A glass of milk is great for refueling and repairing those tired muscles after a physical match.
Welcome to the StoneX. It's not just Wednesday, it is the Wednesday, the last Wednesday of an epic season. The champion will be crowned. Will it be the green and white of Exeter for the three-peat XX Exeter? Or for the first time of this era, will Loughborough lift the trophy and rest the demons of last season? It's the big one. It's Exeter, it's Loughborough.
The Green Machine versus the African Violet, a collision of colours and the clash of two University Rugby titans. The showdown at the StoneX. Hartpury, Meredith to Preed. Preed slips the tackle of again. Preed living the African Violet dream! Exeter, the Green Machine, irresistibly pour forward. The arms go up from Loughborough. Here comes Benji Jocelyn. Benji Jocelyn in dreamland at the StoneX. A gift from the rugby gods. Devon sent and a lifeline for Exeter. And Loughborough crowned in the most dramatic of finals. A first cup since 2010, and the grey skies of North London have cleared. Well, the 14-year wait is over. Loughborough are the BUCS Super Rugby Cup champions.
Take these beautiful things that I've got. Things that I've got. These beautiful things that I've got.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Four Red Hartpury Stadium, where the tunes are pumping for this festival of BUCS Super Rugby that we are enjoying on a glorious Gloucester Wednesday. But here at Cardiff Met, the dominant force in that first half, leading by 7, and they went into the changing rooms, whilst, oh goodness me, as a massive gust of wind almost blows our entire desk away, whilst Hartpury stayed out onto the field, and they've been waiting for some time. And Nell Metcalf is with me. The women don't usually play on this pitch, do they? Usually play on the 4G. Has that been a conversation in your group at all?
I'm not too sure. I think, yeah, normally we do play on the 4G. But I think, you know, to have a semi-final, to be able to play in the stadium, I think it's amazing, and I think it's good to be able to have this crowd as well. I think the girls definitely deserve it and deserve the chance to play on this pitch in front of a crowd. So yeah, I think it's really good.
Second half of the Women's BUCS Super Rugby semi-final between Hartpury and Cardiff Met are underway. Cardiff, the reigning champions, are dumped to the deck, and they do so trailing by 7 on the scoreboard. Dominant Cardiff Met have possession again, and they're building from the 10-metre line. Elizabeth Cook, the outstanding American, has dusted herself down after injury in the first half, and she advances Met forward. Now the threats come wrapping round the left corner. Oh, beautiful hands, slick, but no one runs through Kelsey Webster.
No, she's had a really good game in defence so far, putting some really big shots, and great work there just to stop that attack from Met.
And she's got a very excited and enthusiastic mother here as well in the stadium, who's popped up to say hi to us.
Yeah, no, they're always good, always coming to watch.
Well, that was a line out that really needed to be claimed. Sophie McQueen, good for it. It's her back row partner, Gemma Bell, head banded up, thrusting forward. And now Charlie Manns gets to taste the wind behind her back for the first time in the contest. Slight misposition from Heelan, but nothing too dire. I wonder what that back three will have learned from observing the Hartpury full back and wing, as somehow that has been knocked backwards.
Hold, step, blue, step.
Hartpury making a real hash of that. McQueen almost getting stripped. Well, release was the call, and Cardiff Met just couldn't resist the temptation.
Yeah, I think that was Molly Reardon there onto the field. She's certainly going to want to bring an impact for Met. Obviously Welsh international, so yeah, Hartpury will have to watch out for her.
A couple of incredible benches on offer here. We've had Molly Reardon come on for Rosie Carr, who herself, you know, Wales player, injured in the warm-up for WXV, I think it was, against Australia.
Yeah.
And this is her first game back. Molly Reardon comes on, and then like you're looking at the youthful spectrum, Hannah Marshall, wearing 25, is on at halfback. She is such a talent, lovely player to watch.
Yeah, definitely. You know, she's got a bag of tricks, can easily play at 9 or 10. So yeah, she's also going to be really exciting for Hartpury, and Met will have to watch out for her and try and keep her contained as best they can.
Well, they do so there because, well, it was a bit busy around that breakdown as Archers poured through. There's the smart of Charlie Manns, who picks a wonderful angle, end over end. A beautiful territory finder. We were talking, weren't we, at half-time? Wondered, could Cardiff Met have kicked the corners a little bit more? Could they have used that win to frustrate Hartpury back in their half?
Yeah, certainly. I think that's what Hartpury are going to be doing now. Charlie putting in that great kick. Maybe that's something that Met sort of didn't capitalise on enough in that first half. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see sort of how Hartpury use that, especially bringing on Hannah Marshall now, who's another great kicker. They've got Charlie Manns, Millie Hyatt, all in that back line with great boots. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Hartpury can use that win to their advantage in the second half.
Millie Hyatt, who was starting with the 10 jersey on her back in the PWR at the start of Gloucester Hartpury's championship winning campaign. That WXV period was an interesting time, wasn't it? Gave a lot of players great opportunity at the highest level, though, domestically.
Yeah, definitely. I think sort of that's probably been a good thing about the format of the season this year. Loads of players have had their opportunities and taken them really well as well. So yeah, I think that's been really great.
Cardiff Met have their work cut out to get beyond, 10 metres from their line, if that. And you just see the faint paint of the 5 metre line behind the back feet of this breakdown. And Met, understanding of the wind into their faces, are trying to play out, but it's a high risk strategy because Hartpury are going hard at the breakdown. A looping ball into the grip of Marlowe. She's not going to thank her scrum half for that, and sliced, and an opportunity now. Daisy Aspinall in the 15 metre channel. Beautiful poise, exceptional balance, shirking off the attentions of the defenders, but she gets swallowed by Molly Reardon as she steps in one time too many. McQueen thrashes through the challenges. Now Hartpury have got the bit between their teeth. Amy Dale. There is penalty advantage too. Are the cracks beginning to show? With 5 minutes played of the second half. Width from Mans, picks the pass. Scott bounces in, somehow offloads, and somehow the tackle comes in on Webster. Exceptional play both sides of the ball, fully committed D. As Hartpury repelled once more. One last dart down the short side. The double blast. And held up.
Step away.
Or is it? She's going to confer with her assistant, Becky Piddleston. Hartpury are resigned to it being a goal line dropout. And confirmation that it is indeed held up. Epic defence.
Oh, such good defence there. I think Hartpury did well to go through the phases and keep ball. Maybe just losing patience in those last moments there. But such good D from Cardiff Met, holding that ball up.
Held up. But that penalty advantage playing all along in the background. Amy Dale has Lily Terry, Sophie McQueen to aim at. It's McQueen, the banker ball at the front. And now they are going to look to pressure their way forward through the driving maul. There's a bit of get up and go about this. Dale is nestled in at the back, disguised as a carrier. But she's unearthed and brought to the floor. Erin Bradley, battered back. Now it's Hopkins. She gets dished up. Mans has switched round to the left-hand side. There's so many red jerseys here. Sophie McQueen's won. It was her try at Kincoy that was the game breaker. It broke the Cardiff Met resolve. And here at the forehead, not quite of that gravity, but it certainly has got Hartpury right back into this semi-final contest.
Yeah, great try from Soph there. Hartpury working that maul really well, keeping ball, going through the phases, and then Charlie Mans just identifying that space on the left, and Soph powering over the line. Great work.
If anyone is worthy of a try, I'd say that Sophie McQueen would be one of them. The England 20, second year at Hartpury. She actually captained England 18s before she captained Hartpury 18s, I think. Oh no, she was captain of both. Sorry, I'm thinking of someone else who played England 20s before they played 18s. But Charlie Mans, who has created that score, can't add the extras, and Cardiff Met retain their lead, but by a whisker. Hartpury 12, Cardiff Met 14. Game on in this semi-final. McQueen, the try scorer. Boom. Bounces Sab Picton Powell off, who comes back for more. But she has, when she does, she's high. So there's more advantage for Hartpury. The ill discipline of Cardiff Met beginning to creep into the contest. Mans just dismisses the tackles, pumps the pistons, takes some more meters, and that is an astute kick. They get to bounce and a roll, and Met are in their backfield, and they're being set upon by red jerseys. Swung around Morgan Burke. Can't run her way free. Elizabeth Cook. We're seeing the dominance of this wind, all the play taking place in the Met half, but that penalty will do very nicely indeed.
Yeah, unlucky there. I think the steal was good, just not rolling away quick enough, unfortunately. But great kick from Millie there, and a great chase from Kelsey and Molly Bunker, really pinning Met down in that corner.
Nicole Marlowe. Sees one not come out of the screws for the first time. She's been sharpening her skills in the Celtic Challenge as well. She was up north of the border with Edinburgh. So many of these Cardiff Met players involved in that Celtic Challenge with Gwalia, Brethon. My pronunciation's bang on there, right?
Yeah, good to be fair. We'll take it.
Doesn't go to plan the line out, but they almost recover the ball through Stewart, but a double hit dislodges, and there is just that hint that momentum is shifting to the reigning champions right now.
Yeah, it seems to be that way. Hartpury really applying the pressure on Met at the start of the second half. But like we said about Met in that first half, Hartpury were wanting to be capitalising on this pressure now and getting some more points on the board, taking the lead.
Hannah Marshall whips it out to the midfield where the centres work in tandem, but a little change out of the big right shoulder of Freya Bell, forced to hold on. A couple of penalties for Met now, and a chance to spend some lesser spotted time in the Hartpury half since the break.
Yeah, that was a great turnover there by Met, just stopping that Hartpury attack.
Well, there's the indication of the wind, and fresh blood in Lucy Isaac, who is a feisty individual. She's been a key cog throughout the season, and from her carry comes the penalty. Seren Singleton dances through the first tackle, powers through the next two. Just a delayed ball and knocked on by Jess Rogers.
Knock forward.
Bit of tempo injected, working well for Cardiff Met. They play, don't they? They're a nice side to watch.
Yeah, certainly. They like to move the ball around, and I think that's smart play from Met, especially with this wind. Like we saw in that earlier penalty, it's really difficult to try and find that touch with this wind. So I think that's really smart from Met, and Hartpury certainly will have to be on the lookout for that now going forward.
We can hear through our microphones just how windy it is. That is all behind the backs of Hartpury and Hannah Marshall. Mans to Hyatt. Carried out and straight out. That is a big error. And Cardiff Met all of a sudden have an unbelievable attacking launch pad on the outskirts of the Hartpury 22.
Yeah, unlucky from Millie there. Just been that ball carried out and out on the full. But yeah, great opportunity for Met now with this possession on the field. We'll see what they can do from here.
Ah, stolen by McQueen, who is having a seismic semi-final. Vucai takes some stopping, finds the offload. Carried in. Mans. Oh, that's a wonderful take from Hannah Lane, who can pick her spot. Instead, she picks out Mans, who doesn't shy away from the physicality, does she? Oh, that's really crafty from Marshall. Intelligent play, but end over end, it's got to skip on, and if it goes across the dead ball, will come all the way back, and that's really not the reward for a really intelligent kick, is it?
No, unlucky there. I think that just shows how powerful this wind really is, carrying that ball over the dead ball. But yeah, really smart decision, but just unlucky there. Just a bit too much on that.
This is going to be a semi-final of fine margins.
Oh, definitely.
The nerves that were speaking at the start of the game that you held, they don't seem to have dissipated.
No, not at all.
If we had a camera up here, your body language is getting tighter and tighter with every minute that ticks by now.
Yeah, it's neck and neck, isn't it? It's a really tense game, and I'm definitely feeling it. So yeah.
Well, we hope all of you at home are feeling it as well. We've got 2 semi-finals for you coming from Gloucester. The men following afterwards. Oh my goodness, that is a ball that's... Oh, that's another looping wild pass. It's all getting a bit crazy out there for Cardiff Met. Going to say that Sad Picton-Powell isn't going to thank her teammate for the ball that saw her get slotted. Reardon, sort of judo thrown to the ground as the fen came out. Hartpury playing with 14 at the moment. They've got a injury in the backfield. Met looking to find a way through. A hand comes in from Aspinall, who grabs hold to Lane. It's chaos there, but it's Cardiff Met who emerge. Singleton, the first to the loose bounce. Marlowe on to Heelan, he gets caught high. Penalty advantage for Met. This is a key moment in the match. Can they come away with points? They're so precious playing into this win. Picton-Powell gives it one on. Now it's Bell. Slips the ball to the edge.
Nothing coming.
They run out of pitch, but they always had the penalty.
Yeah, some really nice play from Met there, moving the ball from edge to edge. They've really upped the tempo in this game, certainly.
6 high. Slipped up.
Freya Bell has been faultless from the tee today. And you thought for a moment she might have a shot of the sticks, but instead a scrum is called.
Yeah, and I think that's a smart decision. The scrum's been going really well for them, and especially kicking into the wind. Probably the right decision for Met, but yeah, as you said, Freya Bell's really good off the tee, as is Nicole Marlowe as well, so yeah, they've got that option too.
You just feel that Cardiff Met kind of need to get some points here. Hartpury, there's no doubt that they're going to revisit the 22 of the Welsh women.
Yeah, they've got really good field position here and really good possession from the scrum now. It'll be interesting to see what their backs can do off the back of this.
It looks like Nicole Marlowe has made way, which would suggest that either Anwyn Owen or Marnie George are onto the field. Freya Bell has gone in at 10. That's kind of the jersey that we're used to seeing her in. Madel 12. Penalty to Cardiff Met. Now what happens? Well, now they
go for the corner.
They opt to go for the corner. This is going to be a challenging line-out throw. And look, you can just see how gusty it is. That ball leaving the field pretty much at a right angle.
Yeah. Red on the edge.
Well, it's Anwyn Owen who's come onto the field wearing 22.
Let's go,
late call up to Gwalia this season, but ended up playing a bunch of minutes. And looks like actually Sav Picton-Powell has gone in at 10. That's smart. They take out the win. They leave it to Reardon. Rampaging Reardon into the right-hand corner. A seismic moment in this semi-final. One off the training ground that took the wind out of the equation. And then the strength of Reardon to finish the job.
Wow, yeah, what a play from that. As you said, that line-out was going to be difficult with the wind, so that little trick play and the strength from Molly Reardon with the fan to get over the line. Great little play from them, and what a score. Lovely little offload there from Erica as well.
About 20 and a half.
Goodness me, what a moment. What a moment. I said that they had to come away with some points. Well,
We've got finality.
They've got 5 in the bank. Can Freya Bell make it a maximum? Not quite, but they'll take it. The lead extended to 7 once more. This tooth and nail semi-final has just taken another twist, and it's towards the Welsh women.
Yeah, I think the Met bench has definitely made an impact so far in this game. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Hartpury starting to bring on some changes soon now as well. But great try from Molly Reardon.
The cardinal sin, allowing the kickoff to bounce. Hyatt arrives to make life uncomfortable, but Jess Rogers mops up the mess. Well, what's going through the minds of the Cardiff Met women now? Up by 7, still a quarter of the match to go. And the prospect of being the first ever Cardiff Met women's side to reach a BUCS Super Rugby final. Their men have only ever done it once across their entire history. And there's the spice of the contest has ramped up in the following clinches. There is advantage, it'll be a penalty. Cardiff Met all fired up now in this semi.
Yeah, it seems there's been that sort of shift in momentum again. I'd say the start of the second half momentum was probably in Hartpury's favour, but Met have certainly took that back and yeah, playing some really good rugby at the moment.
Cardiff Met haven't beaten Hartpury in 12 matches. Hartpury on a 12-match winning streak, a dozen times. In fact, you have to go back to 2019, the last time Cardiff Met were victorious against Hartpury. It was one of only 2 times that they've beaten them, going back to back in the lead that campaign within the month. But that was regular season. It wasn't knockout rugby where it really counts the most. And the scrum is already cranking into gear. It's beginning to chew up the Hartpury 8. And the penalty comes. Immense strength from the Cardiff Met 8. That scrum doesn't even resemble a scrum. Come the conclusion, now they go to the hands, the footwork of Heelan brought into the equation. Met playing with renewed verve. Beautiful hands, the front row combining. Kissinger. Lucy Isaac, who's been a big presence since the break, hasn't she? She's added a physical grit to Cardiff Met. Not that they were lacking one in the first place, but she's added to the concoction.
Yeah, definitely. You know, she's a small figure, but she punches well above her weight. Yeah, extremely physical and has got that real grit about her. She'll definitely working hard, and she's good over the ball as well.
Small figure, she looks massive from here. She looks a real presence. Touch found. What the Cardiff Met do on this occasion? I think that the front is going to be well watched.
Red back.
Well, they're taking their time
Your feet.
to distribute the instructions. Reardon complaining about the gap, and well, it's smart stuff because it all eats into the clock, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Now the arrival of the 3 jumping options. Well, it looked like confusion reigned for the initially, but the swipe from Erin Jones isn't strong enough, and Hartpury pour through. Hannah Marshall looks to get things going. A dumping tackle. How did the offload come from Lily Terry? Hartpury need to dig deep within their characters. They go to the width. They go to Hyatt, who goes boot to ball. It's smart. There is the penalty. "13 minutes of the semi-final remaining. Hartpury trailing by 7, staring down the barrel of being the first time they've never made the final.
Great touch finder from Charlie there.
Webster injects herself from her wing. It is a fearsome fend that is offered by Hartpury's 14. A barnstorming carry in the close quarters from Gwennon Hopkins. Hartpury, they too now with a fresh lease of life in attack. Mans, Hyatt, drifts the ball into space. No one there. Bunker. That's a gorgeous ball. Cuts out the defence. And dancing through the tackles go Hartpury. Daisy Aspinall has been lifted from her feet. And now she's down to the floor, but she's had her pocket picked. And we come back. There was a knock on somewhere in that passage.
It was a lovely pass from Molly Bunk over the top to Daisy there.
Gorgeous, wasn't it? And Daisy Aspinall just shaking off the effects of being like levitated.
Yeah, not too sure what happened there.
In the midst of all that. Met put the squeeze on at scrum time. They fold Hartpury, and I think we'll get a reset. Number 70, Alicia Smith is on. Drybrook girl, not 15 miles from here. And she'd love to book a final berth here today. So close to her home. Kelsey Webster has abandoned her wing. She is on the shoulder of Millie Hyatt, and she arrives from the blind spot, but Hyatt doesn't give it to her. She takes it on herself, and Marshall goes to Mans. Scott's the option. Scott receives. Aspinall out wide, who has to stretch almost telescopically to gather it in, but isolated on the flank. It is a penalty to Met, and the Welsh women survive, and there is less than 10 minutes of the semi-final to go.
It was really good work from Daisy to stay in, but Hartpury just slow to that ruck and Met get the turnover.
Well, the win almost died as that touch finder was being taken. A moment's breath. And Met just about get beyond their 22. Reardon, who was, ironically enough, released by Sean Lynn of Wales to be involved in this match. Sean Lynn, whose DNA courses through Hartpury University, but now the Wales women's head coach and one of the many great success stories of BUCS Super Rugby. He won 3 championships with the men before his three-peat with Gloucester Hartpury in the PWR. But he doesn't stand in the way of Reardon coming up against his old club in Hartpury University. Her try at the moment is the game breaker. Oh, a juggle and a bounce off the bonce. Hartpury sensing a ball to be won. And Marshall is there. Terry. Oh, what a hit. An extraordinary tackle. But it's still alive. And Scott is searing through. Slung over the top to Webster, who rides over the challenge of her opposite woman. Still she battles on. Immense strength from Webster, who wins the penalty for the high tackle. And you've got to think, if we haven't had a card this game, we've had tons of penalties either side.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the ref's going to have a word now.
Jess Rogers is getting just that talking to. Notice served to the women of Cardiff Met, and Hartpury into the corner. There's that wind, by the way, in all its glory, on the assistant's flag. That's some workout for the assistant there, isn't it?
Yeah, the wind is quite strong today.
Oh, it slips through the grip of the Hartpury hands, and then it jangles around. Met emerge with the ball in their hands. 6 minutes to navigate, and they're off to Rodney Parade. More fresh energy has arrived from both benches. Can they be the difference? An unintentional up and under. It's anyone's. It's Hartpury's. Driven back. Slip from the tackle and then from the grip. This is Emily Joyce. Oh, WWE to the deck from Webster. But Cardiff Met is still coming. Webster is involved in everything at the moment. And a knock-on called. Hartpury fighting for their existence right now. Agatha Zhao, wearing 19, is there. Erin Sinkler, a product of Hartpury College, all through the pathway, wearing 21. She made her debut this season. She's never been to a final. And at the moment, she's not going to one if the score remains the same.
Let's go!
Rather mischievously, my esteemed BUCS Super Rugby colleague Dave Rogers asked in our WhatsApp group today, just in case, what happens if it's level at the end? What's extra time? I can tell you, there'll be 5-minute break, and afterwards the teams will play 2 10 minutes each way. And if the scores are level after that, it's the team that scored the most tries to be declared the winner. Then the most conversions. And then after that, it's a shootout.
Wow.
We've never had a shootout in BUCS Super Rugby. Is today the day? But Hartpury need a converted score to level things up and take it to that extra period. Marshall being messed with there at the breakdown. Mann's she wants an option and Webster provides it. She's been everywhere, the right winger. Can her energy be the catalyst for Hartpury to come back? But they take their eye off the ball quite literally at the breakdown. Met, 3 minutes from history. They're still willing to play. Cardiff Met, who battle through the tackles, find the offload to Picton Powell. Picton Powell off the shoulder. Picks out Katie Bevans. The replacement scrum half, adding the energy. So too Lucy Isaac. This is exactly where Cardiff Met want to be. Hartpury, a long way from home. Reardon, the try scorer, goes out the back, a dart inside, the on-rushing red jerseys. Cardiff Met can wrap it up here, but they gift it into the arms of Sinkler. It's end-to-end. It is utter commitment from both sets of women, and Hartpury must go 60 metres now. McQueen, who'll go out on her shield, a fabulous performance. From the blind side, a looping ball, surely Cardiff Met offside at the back feet. But that kick could be chaotic for Cardiff Met. Is it going to make it to the dead ball? Yes, it does. And we'll come all the way back, and more seconds elapse on the clock. 90 seconds to go by our watch. Cardiff Met scrum.
Yeah,
Now,
it's really tense here, isn't it? Unlucky from Millie there. Just seeing the impact from that wind, carrying the ball. but it was a good option to kick, just unfortunately too strong and just going over that dead ball, coming back for the scrum for Met now.
Well, by our reckoning, we're into the final minute.
Shoulder out, please. Shoulder out, please. Bind. Set. 2, 3.
The packs engage. One final time.
That's a cross.
Cardiff Met with stable ball. Picton Powell to Bell. Still they sling it through the hands. Are they going to finish with more points? The ball squirts backwards and Hartpury throw their bodies at it. It's feathered forward by Cardiff Met, and Hartpury will have one last roll of the dice, but they'll have to go nigh on 75 metres.
Yeah, well, it is a tough ask, isn't it, to go 75 metres, especially against a defence like Met, how good they've been all day. Hartpury will have to keep ball in hand here now and go the length. But yeah, really exciting end to this game, and what a game it's been.
An immense demonstration of desire and commitment. It hasn't been the most fluent game, but semi-finals so often are. Lockwood back on. Mans distributing. Hartpury rolling the dice one last time. Aspinall foot to the floor, sends out the fence. Oh, and gets slotted high. It was an ugly collision, but one that may not have been picked up. Hyatt injects herself on that short ball, and the assistant steps in, and it boils over. The magnitude of the match, and maybe that challenge with Aspinall bursting into the backfield. The thing to set the temperatures rising.
Really nice play from Hartpury there from the scrum. Lovely miss pass, I think, from Millie Hyatt, and yeah, Daisy showing her pace there. And we'll see what Hartpury can do now. This last chance.
But it's just a penalty. And as he said, what can Hartpury do? They're going to go for the corner by the looks of things. The talented Millie Hyatt is shaping up, but we're having to wait while the water carriers and the coaches of Hartpury are ushered off the field. Oh, that's a fantastic touch finder. So brave to banana it off the outside of the boot. And Olivia Constable arrives with urgency. Someone get the ball for her. She has to go and fish it out of the bar. Hartpury, their season riding on this last line out. Erin Sinclair sees it slip through her hands. Met striving to be first to the bounce. Hyatt's there. It goes to ground. Met told to roll. Hartpury will build down the left-hand side. McQueen already a try. They have to be perfect from here on in. Constable cannons in to the bodies, and it's a penalty conceded, and it may be more. Lucy Isaac is sent from the field of play. Met will defend with 14. And Hartpury will tap and go, and they'll send the big runners into the midfield. Cardiff Met asleep for a moment. Hartpury looking to strike. Their season slips through their grip with a penalty in the shadow of the Cardiff Met uprights. And a scrum called. There's more to play in this match.
Possibly a smart one, yeah. Not sure how long left on the clock, but the scrum will definitely eat up some time. And yeah, with that win that we've been talking on about all game, possibly the right one.
Well,
what an ending to the game,
yeah,
right?
we're gonna get to player of the match in a moment. Have a think about that. It's going to be a bit outcome driven because there still is the prospect of extra time if Hartpury somehow can get their hands on the ball. If somehow they can get a converted score. They go supersonic at the scrum and they destroy Met, but illegally so. A penalty to the Welsh women. And another scrum called. They just want to eat up this clock, and undeterred by the demonstration of power just then, Met go again. But it's official. We've got no idea how long's left of this game. We thought it was 80 long ago. Met supporters, nails, nibbled down to the wick. Much more stable platform for Met now. They flash it through the hands, such confidence, but one offload too many. If Hartpury can get this away to the right. Oh, that tackle absolutely had to be made. Alicia Smith. Cardiff Met defenders hunting humans. A little switch brings in Meg Lewis. The ball popping around. All structure has departed the game. It's a battle of wills. Mans to Hyatt, who sees the ball and the semi-final slip through her grip. Still Met play. Sinclair with a shuddering shot. Rogers, the captain, rides through a couple more hits. Reardon, blonde locks flowing. Hartpury have to get their hands on the ball. It's ferocious clear out work from Met, who just welcome the hits now. McQueen makes her shot, but Met don't offer any option, any possibility of Hartpury getting their hands on the ball. They can keep it as tight as they like if they keep dominating the breakdown. Sinclair though, wow, was she held? She's allowed to get up. And now the ball is sent from the field of play, and it is history at Hartpury, but not for the home side. These Welsh women have done something no one has ever done before. They have denied Hartpury a berth in a final, and for the first time in the competition's history since becoming the Women's National League in the BUCS Super Rugby era, Hartpury will not have their hands on the cup come the conclusion. It was an awesome display from the Archers and a history-making triumph. Full time in this Women's BUCS Super Rugby semi-final. Hartpury 12, Cardiff Met 19. The Archers are off to the final at Rodney Parade.
Yeah, what a game, hey? Congratulations, Cardiff Met. I think, yeah, thoroughly deserved that win in the end. Kept the ball really well to see out that game. Smart play, and yeah, congratulations to them. Good luck in the final.
Goodness me, what a match, what an upset, what a moment for all these Cardiff Met women and Lisa Newton, their coach. We are going to head down pitchside and get some reaction, Nell and I. You're going to have to think about your player of the match while we do that, and we're going to show you the highlights of a nerve-shredding semi-final.
Glasses of milk for everyone all around afterwards, I think, and you should be milking every moment, and that's what we're going to introduce. Milk Every Moment, a new campaign to help students understand the benefit of milk on their sporting performance. An affordable, natural, versatile and widely available choice after exercise. Milk provides a whole host of nutrients, vitamins and minerals to help fuel your workouts. A great option if you are on a budget.
What's your favourite recipe to make using milk?
Mac and cheese. I was going to go with strawberry milk. Pancakes.
Yeah. Nice.
With that in mind, let's talk about milk and BUCS being proud to promote the Milk Every Moment campaign.
Milk provides high quality protein which helps support muscle growth and repair, and B vitamins to assist with energy release. A glass of milk is great for refueling and repairing those tired muscles after a physical match.
Welcome to the StoneX. It's not just Wednesday, it is the Wednesday, the last Wednesday of an epic season. The champion will be crowned. Will it be the green and white of Exeter for the three-peat Exeter? Or for the first time of this era, will Loughborough lift the trophy and rest the demons of last season? It's the big one. It's Exeter, it's Loughborough.
The Green Machine versus the African Violet, a collision of colours and the clash of two University Rugby titans. The showdown at the StoneX. Hartpury. Meredith to Preed. Preed slips the tackle of McGay. Preed living the African Violet dream! Exeter, the Green Machine, irresistibly pour forward. The arms go up from Loughborough. Here comes Benji Jocelyn. Benji Jocelyn in dreamland at the StoneX. A gift from the rugby gods. Devon sent and a lifeline for Exeter. And Loughborough crowned. since 2010. And the grey skies of North London have cleared. Well, the 14-year wait is over. Laughter of the BUCS Super Rugby Cup champions.
Take these beautiful things that I've done. Think that I've done. These beautiful things that I've done. Think that I've done. These beautiful things that I've done.
Glasses of milk for everyone all around afterwards, I think, and you should be milking every moment, and that's what we're going to introduce. Milk Every Moment, a new campaign to help students understand the benefit of milk on their sporting performance. An affordable, natural, versatile and widely available choice after exercise. Milk provides a whole host of nutrients, vitamins and minerals to help fuel your workouts. A great option if you are on a budget.
What's your favourite recipe to make using milk?
Mac and cheese. I can go with strawberry milk. Pancakes.
Nice.
With that in mind, let's talk about milk and BUCS being proud to promote the Milk Every Moment campaign.
Milk provides high quality protein which helps support muscle growth and repair, and B vitamins to assist with energy release. A glass of milk is great for refueling and repairing those tired muscles after a physical match.
Right, welcome back to Pitchside, everybody. The pitch that just delivered us a dramatic semi-final, one that has delivered a famous victory for Cardiff Met, your first in 6 years over Hartpury. And the reason you're standing here with us is because Nell has selected you, Sav Picton-Powell, as our player of the match.
Thanks, Nell.
Well, I think you have yourself to thank. What was it like being out of there? So let's get the mic up a little bit. You're good with the ball in hands. Let's so with the mic.
Like, don't get me wrong, intense. We knew they were going to bring physicality. We knew they were going to bring pressure. But before the game, he said, stick to our processes. Find, at least it teaches us that wild dog. Stay in the fight and don't give up. And I think it just came down to that at the end. Like, even when the subs come on, the impact they brought to the game, insane. Best game of rugby I've ever played. Insane.
Can you quite believe it?
No, not at all. Literally, tears were streaming. I was like, But
You've just had a real tight get together in the huddle. What was sending there?
just say, like, when we stick to our processes, things work. And I think the main word is believe. Like, believing in each other, believing in ourselves, and just, yeah.
You hold the mic up a little. Hold the mic. I know you're a little bit blown away
Starstruck.
by what happened. I mean, it's a massive upset, and I say that with the greatest respect to you.
Yeah.
No one's ever stopped Hartpury making a final,
No.
and you girls are the first to do it.
I think coming into this game, we were the underdogs, and I think they were the ones who had pressure on them to, go into the final. But I think we just, kept calm and just went with the game.
Big point in the match. It felt like a big point in the match was you conceding right at the end of the first half, just before half time. Did that knock you at all?
No, I think we were so focused going in with the lead. It's just go out final 40, like it's 40 minutes. Like that's all you've got to give the rest of what you can give. And I think just go out and just do what you can do. I'm a bit lost for words, to be honest. I don't really know what to say.
Well, we'll bring Nell in. You hand your mic out. Now, you two are old friends. Lovely embrace that we didn't quite get to capture on camera there. What was it about Sav's performance that you loved so much?
Oh, Sav, classy player, isn't she? That try you scored, pure power, but then throwing those lovely missed passes, nice little kick into the corner as well, and yeah, deserved play of the match, I think.
Yeah, it was kind of fearless from you guys, because even when you were trying to see the game out, you were still moving it through the hands and looking for the edges. So at no point did you seem to alter the manner in which you were playing.
Nah, just keep the ball, wait for the clock,
and just keep going. Use our forwards, like we know they've got enough power and strength and, you know, speed. Forwards are quick.
Final's 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
So you get an opportunity to let your hair down and enjoy this moment today?
I'm not sure. Can't say too much.
Oh, you have to also media train now. It's all, I want the real truth.
Well, our varsity was today, back home, so I think maybe, you know, revs.
There is only one place, isn't there, on a Wednesday? You're going to stick around and watch the boys play?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to get into their change room, tell them how it's done?
Yeah. Nah. Maybe give some few tips as they're running out, but you know, that's all I can give.
Look, for you, for Cardiff Met, the season you've been on, off to a final. Like, how exciting is this for the future of the club?
Absolutely amazing. And I think like with the Celtic Challenge in Wales as well now, like obviously you've got the PWR set up over in England, but for us, like we've got that Celtic Challenge, we've got younger girls coming through, like the pathway is just crazy. And just, yeah.
But Sal, I feel that we are robbing you of moments in changing rooms. So we're going to wrap things up here because we're bringing you the men's BUCS Super Rugby semi-final between Cardiff Met and Hartpury in just a moment. Sav, it's party time for you. You are off to the final at Rodney Parade. Now, thank you so much for your company, and come back and join us because we are going to let you know who's going to be in the final for the men. Hartpury, Cardiff Met. You can never know at BUCS Super Rugby.
Thank you.
Take